Hello and welcome to another edition of the PHNX D-backs podcast right here on PHNX. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as an irate baseball fan and also your mayor of PHNX. And I'm joined by my fellow irate baseball fan, my co-host, most importantly, my vice mayor, Thunderstick, Jesse Friedman.
You ready for Bob Nightingale round two? Derek?
I am ready, Jesse. I got a nap in this afternoon. I think that we are just going to be absolutely lied to once again, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you. Give me hope and then take it away is what I say. But of course, before we get to our hopes being dashed, we've got to remind you guys that this podcast is brought to you by the fine folks at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, and new customers can get down on the conference championships action. Bet just $5 on any team to win. And if they do win their game, you will get $200 in free bets. It's that simple. Go get down on the DraftKings Sportsbook app using our code of PHNX. Jesse, today is kind of come and gone. I don't know, but like you said, we're already starting to get talk from Bob Nightingale that things are going well, similar to what we heard a week ago. This is such an up and down chaotic situation. And I don't know if I have the energy for this. But no deal today means that we will be canceling more games on the baseball calendar, which is today was set as a deadline. There are a lot of people, by the way, mad about baseball having these arbitrary deadlines that they don't need to set for this lockout that didn't need to happen for these canceled games in this ruined season that doesn't need to be ruined. But now what we have is talk of more baseball games being canceled. And as we spoke about on yesterday's show, that means that we are now, if we do cancel the next week, we are up against the wall. April 14th would be the date that it would be canceled through. And we would now be up against the final day that a lot of people are really worried about them canceling, Jackie Robinson Day. Right now, if they do cancel those games, April 15th would be opening day for the time being. As you very eloquently put yesterday, that very easily could be the best case scenario for this entire situation, especially when you want to talk about making people forget everything that happened and just celebrating baseball as a whole, right? But I wonder, is there more active planning possibly into going this and going into this, and is that date putting pressure on either side to get this deal done before that anything happens to that day?
Well, I saw someone tweet out today something that I thought was pretty funny. They said, if you've had 3 deadlines, then you've really had none, right? Like there comes a point when these deadlines don't really mean a whole lot anymore. But I will say that they've been like surprisingly effective. I mean, we both know that tonight's deadline is pretty arbitrary and doesn't necessarily mean much. They could agree to a deal tomorrow or, on Thursday and still play 162 games if both sides could agree to it. Sure. However, for whatever reason, these deadlines are actually causing talks to move forward. And maybe that's just more that the owner side is they're the ones setting these deadlines. And so they're more willing to negotiate on these days to really try to move things forward. But there's been some talk, Derek. We're getting a lot of the same reports that we did a week ago, which I think that was last Monday night. So 8 days ago now, when there were all these reports about, staying up late and the two sides coming together and walking back and forth from one parking lot to another.
I spent all night just poring over every detail, just head-assing every single thing that Bob Nightingale had. Well, what does that mean? And when are we going to do it? And when you and I discussed re-recording a podcast, and if you knew how little we ever wanted to do that, you would understand what a big deal it was that we had to actually plan when we were going to re-record it and what.
Oh, I was so ready though. I mean, I like my sleep schedule would have suffered so much and I would have been so cranky teaching the next day, but I was so ready to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and yes, let's do a morning podcast because baseball is back and I don't care what it does to my sleep schedule if we have to record another show. But I don't know, Derek, what do you think if things continue as they are right now and there continues to be some momentum towards something happening tonight? Are you going to stay up? Are you gonna do this? Are we
No,
gonna make the same
no,
mistake we did
I'm
8
not
days
doing this
ago?
again. No,
Okay.
I'm not tweeting when we wake up in the morning, there's going to be baseball. Nothing like that is going to
Well,
foolishly
yes.
come from me this time. No, I've learned my lesson. And I think at this point, I value my sleep more than that. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So no, I'm not going to make that mistake, but I will expect several I'm going to leave my notifications on, and I will expect several text messages from you personally if this deal goes down. But no, I don't even want to it's like I don't want to get hurt again. So it's like I came out of a bad relationship after last Monday, and I don't want to date anybody that's going to talk about lockout news. Like I'm not back in the dating pool yet. So no, I'm not going to stay up with hopes that this lockout is going to end. It feels like they don't want it to end, and I don't think this is going to be that time. And yes, Brett, I'm not going to let myself get hurt again. I'm not. No, I've learned. And Nick isn't staying up either. So God bless you all. Yes, I do get my shirts from Roosevelt's. Yes. This one is an Apollo Creed special. But I will tell you guys this much. In regards to staying up, in regards to this entire lockout, it still just feels crazy to me that it's still, coming down to this. It's crazy to me that the 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson Day is being threatened at this point, and that we are possibly having this entire Diamond anniversary ruined by this lockout. And I do think that MLB, at least I hope, is, obviously very aware of this and is trying to do everything they can at this point, even if they do have to cancel the next week of games, to still make sure that no matter what, that date happens. Remains to be seen, though, right? Really what it comes down to now is players are unified. They've shown that they're more than willing to miss games, and they're in a position that if they are willing to miss a month's worth of games, a month and 10 to 15 days, that's going to kind of turn the pressure back on the owners. It's like on a figure 4 leg lock where they turn it over and inexplicably now the other guy is in the figure 4 leg lock. I'm a wrestling fan, and even I don't know how that works, but you get what I'm saying with that. They're trying to reverse the situation and see who kind of does anything. And Spencer Agar in the comments says progress is progress. One big compromise a week is worth it overall, I say. And I will say that at the very least, they are making progress on certain topics. And I mean, that's what we can be thankful for. They are much closer than they were at one point that seemed laughable. So now it feels like some of the things they're going for. You and I have even started to lose some of our steam, though. We have kind of been on the players' side quite a bit about this. And even you and I have had our moments where we're like, all right, well, you guys got the bonus pool. Like,
you're fighting a worthy cause, but we just really want to play baseball again.
That's all we want.
Yeah. I think a lot of people feel that way. And even as we feel that way, we also understand that the cause that the players are fighting right now, and it's totally valid from their standpoint to continue to fight this. So I don't want to invalidate, what they're doing and cast the blame on them. But yeah, I think the point is we just really want baseball back, and whatever is necessary to get us to that point. Whether it's me losing 4 hours of sleep again and many times over the next, I don't see, Derek, I don't have the ability to not stay up for big moments like that. Like I just could not get myself to relax last week. There was no way I was going to go to sleep until I had some sort of resolution. And the same darn thing is going to happen tonight. If there's tweets going out and we're all refreshing Twitter every 26 seconds again, like we were last week, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm going to stay up, and we hope that you guys, well, I don't know if we hope you will too, but if you do, I'll be hanging out in the Discord, and I would love to hear from you.
There you go. And drink plenty of Blue Gatorade, the official Gatorade of the PHNX D-backs podcast. Don't you forget that. That's very important for today, because our ad space is for sale. It's always for sale. And I'm willing. You talked about these shirts. We could talk about any kind of sponsorship deal you want when it comes to these shirts. So definitely hit me up, because we're going to go the route that MLB players are offering up, and we'll get to that next. But before we do that, we want to remind you that Jesse actually broke down a pretty great situation. We talked about it on yesterday's podcast. I don't know if it's a great situation, but he broke down what Ken Kendrick has been spending over his time as the owner of this team. And it's a very good piece that I think everybody should see. It's interesting to see how the spending with this team hasn't always kind of correlated to winning. And that's something that's very interesting that you can get over at gophnx.com. Again, Jesse, great job with that. And again, if you're not a member, sign up to become a member over at gophnx.com. You can sign up to become an annual member. You can't get these sweet shirts, but you can get a very, very sweet shirt of your choosing over at phnxlocker.com if you sign up to become an annual member. If you're not interested in that, you can get the month-to-month membership, and you will get your first month for just 50 cents. Then I know you're going to fall in love with us, and you're going to want to stick around for the annual membership, and you're going to be like, I should have listened to Derek in the first place. I'm going to be like, I told you so, but then you're going to get it. We're all going to go, oh, fine. But most importantly, no matter what, you'll be a member of the family, and that's what we want. We want you to join us here, become a member of our family, and we truly mean it. We love talking to you guys in the Discord. We love when you guys join us. And yes, we want to play video games with you guys. So get in the Discord. Tell me what. I'm not going to act like I can keep up with these games these days. These Elden Ring. Is it Elden Ring? I see. I don't even know. They
are playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, listen to me. I'm that guy now. I don't know what happened to me, but again,
if it makes you feel better, Derek, I also have no idea. I mean, that probably doesn't surprise you
no,
that
it doesn't make me feel better, Jesse. You know nothing about pop culture anyway. When you and I agree on something like that, it definitely means I'm behind. But members right now can get 20% off on Sun shirts over at the phnxlocker.com. So yet another reason to become a member over at gophnx.com. But again, Blue Gatorade, the official Gatorade of the PHNX D-backs podcast. And I say that because your ad space, your ad could be here in the comments. Josh Hunt, you guys can, I could have all Blue Gatorade across this entire commenting board. That's what we can put. And I say that because, again, the Players Association has offered to put revenue generating advertisements on their jerseys as part of this CBA negotiation. I doubt for a second that owners are going to turn down any money that the players are putting on the table for them to make money off of. It's not going to happen, right? So as sure as I am about all the other changes that aren't official yet, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see advertisements on jerseys, right? So Jesse, what are your thoughts about jerseys possibly looking like NASCAR, graphics? I joke about that, but like, okay, I mean, with the sanctity of baseball, right? That's something that's always, this game is very sanctimonious, right? And the sanctity of baseball is always at risk. So is this something that's going to be a problem for baseball fans, or are we past that, considering how many other leagues and sports now have advertisements, not only in a small way like the NBA, but all over them, like, Premier League jerseys and the WNBA?
I kind of view this as similar to the DH conversation, loosely, but somewhat, just in that, like, I think it is clearly the right move, and yet there are still going to be people who very much don't like it. And for the DH, I think I can understand those things a little bit more. But as far as ads go on uniforms, it's not like I'm overwhelmingly in favor of it or anything. I don't passionately love the idea of ads on jerseys. But at the end of the day, it's another revenue generator. And the reality is, the sports industry in general does not like to shy away from areas that they know they can make revenue in, right? They want to capitalize on everything they can possibly come up with. And I don't really see an issue with it, right? I mean, as long as these logos don't like overtake the logo of the team, which I would hope that's not the case, then it should be fine. I mean, if the Diamondbacks go out there and we no longer can even see any semblance of their team logo, that might be a bit of a problem, but I don't suspect that's exactly what the plan is here.
I've been waiting my entire life to sell out, Jesse, my whole life. So this does not bother me. And I don't care at this point because, again, it's about advertising, right? And it's not just that, but I don't think it bothers anybody anymore. When I was in high school, my high school basketball court in Puerto Rico had advertisements everywhere you could fit an advertisement in the circle at the top of the key, a different one in the key, some on the left, some on the right. They had advertisements on the back of our jerseys. We did not have our last name on the back of our jerseys, the back of our jerseys where a name would go had Squeeze Fruit, which was a local juice company. And that was always very funny to me that's what we went through. Right. And yeah, no, I mean, at this point, I think that we're not really concerned with how it's going to go. Spencer Agar asked, how does that advertising money get distributed equally to players and teams? Just one or the other? It sounds like it's going to go to the teams. It doesn't sound like it's going to go to the players. When they talk about this stuff, the players are offering this stuff up as ways for the owners to afford these other things. The players are saying, not only are we asking for this bonus pool for pre-arbitration players, not only are we asking for a minimum salary increase, but what we're also going to bring to you is ways that we can also increase revenue, including the playoffs and including this situation with the advertising. So even with the playoffs, it doesn't sound like they're saying players should get paid more money if their team goes to the playoffs. And I don't know if that's the case. I'm speculating on that, but the way that they're acting about the playoffs being an expanded playoffs to 12 teams, they are acting like that money is all going to go back into the pocket of MLB and the owners. So it really does feel like they're trying to problem solve a bit as well as ask for this stuff. And I think that they are very well aware of what baseball teams make. And I think they are much better than we are, right? Like there's Forbes reports and such on baseball teams, but it's hard to really gauge at times how much money these teams are actually making off of everything that they're making money off of.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think
it's really like profits is what we just have no idea, right?
Right.
We have some idea with Forbes what teams make, and those numbers seem to be reasonably accurate. But in terms of, how much these teams are actually spending and how much they're profiting, that's where we really have no idea.
I'm in favor of it though. Like I said, Blue Gatorade, the official Gatorade of the PHNX D-backs podcast.
I don't even like Blue Gatorade, Derek.
Shut up, Jesse. Throw that out there, please, for me. Let's get this. This is Blue Gatorade, again, the official sponsor of. It says Diamondbacks up there, but I mean, that's a bold claim. I feel like I don't know their situation, but that could be what we see. A little lightning bolt with a Blue Gatorade coming out on David Peralta's chest. I'm not mad about that. That doesn't bother me one bit.
That kind of bothers me. That does not look like a Diamondbacks uniform.
I'm going to tell you my favorite advertising story yet. I have a Phoenix Suns The Valley jersey, and I very much wanted this. It's the Valley, gradient jersey. I got it for my birthday around when. Not too long after they came out, and they were very hard to find. They were sold out everywhere.
Yeah,
and we lucked out and got one on Fanatics or one of those websites, right? Sure. And when I wore my jersey one time, which I was very proud of, even though it's far too large for me, somebody actually asked me if it was a fake, and I was kind of. Yeah, right. How dare they? And like, I get it. Jerseys are what they are. I've had some very fake Cardinals jerseys in my life, so I'm not going to act like I am not immune to that. But no, this jersey was not fake. And the reason why they asked me if it was fake was because mine was missing the PayPal logo from it.
Right. Yeah. Because I guess the official ones would have
the PayPal logo
and everything. Yeah,
I'm glad mine doesn't have a goddamn PayPal logo on it. Right? I'm just saying, I'm not opposed to advertisers, but not on my jersey that I paid for. Maybe if you want me to walk around with one you paid for.
I have to admit, I don't know if I fully understand why, like, companies are willing to pay for that ad space. Because when's the last time, you were watching an NBA game and you pulled something up on your phone because you saw it on a player's uniform. Like, I've been meaning to. I mean, I guess it's just general brand awareness. I'm sure they're probably not expecting that, but I just have a hard time believing that really pays off in the end. I honestly don't even notice. I think you told me a couple weeks ago that the NBA had ads on uniforms.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
and I was dumbfounded. I was like, I honestly had no idea because they're not very prominent. And I guess, I don't know.
Brett Johnson got a good fake. He said mine is 40 and fake, but has the logo. Money moves. That's right. Good job. That's a good job. No, I don't know, man. I don't think it does. I think that Facebook advertising is far more Like when I'm scrolling through Facebook and
Oh,
there's some stupid ad for something, it doesn't matter if it's a quality company or not. It's effective, right?
yeah.
There's
I'm
other
so
places where
vulnerable to Facebook ads. Facebook has me so figured out. It's really
yeah.
scary.
Oh, it's bad. I just spent $100 at Shop Disney the other day because I swear to God they knew that we're going to Disneyland soon, and they're like, ha,
Yes.
ha, ha, we're going to keep hitting this dude with the ads until he thinks about how he can save money by buying T-shirts before he goes instead of once at the park, even though we know he's still going to buy them at the park. That's how they get me. Email advertising, I feel, is also very it works very well. But
Really? I hate
say that
email
just
ads.
because I've noticed there's a pattern where I get hit up with a lot of emails on Friday for like sales and stuff.
Okay.
And it's just smart because Friday is naturally a payday and they know that maybe they can hit you up and entice you. I'm not going to say it happens all the time. And sometimes it gets annoying. Too much advertising makes me unsubscribe from the list or whatever. It's a balance, right? But also, if you send me the same coupon every week, I'm eventually going to just realize you're running a scam and I don't care. But yeah, email ads annoy me more than they get me to click on them. That is very true. I find myself like, especially if I delete it all the time. If every day I'm deleting your emails, eventually I'll figure out I shouldn't be subscribed to your list. But
yeah.
the most
Or you can have what happened to me, which is this happened about like a year or two ago, where one of my email addresses, I think on one day I woke up and I had like 15,000 spam emails in one night.
Oh my God.
And yeah, it was rough. And ever since then, I don't get that many, but I still get several hundred spam emails to that email address every single day. and ever since then, Derek, if you send me an ad over email, I'm probably not even going to take the time to delete it. I'm just going to be mad at it. Yeah. I'm not going to take the time to delete it because I don't have time to go through all of the hundreds of thousands of emails that I've accumulated at this point. So if you want to reach me, apparently Facebook is the place because I am exceptionally vulnerable.
There you go. Slide it right in there in between my grandma and my mom's posts about stuff, all that.
There you go.
But of course, the most effective advertising is advertising on this show. And just a reminder, once again, that Blue Gatorade is the official Gatorade of the PHNX D-backs podcast. Jacob, put the thing up again. Put it up, Jacob. He ruins my jokes. He's doing too many things.
Podcast. It says Diamondbacks.
I don't know why I don't know why. It was supposed to be for us. This is for us. We got the sponsorship deal with Blue Gatorade. I don't know their situation
over here, Derek.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, again, though, most effective again is advertising with us. And by the way, you can go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and sign up using our code of PHNX. Speaking of which, and you will get an amazing deal on the conference championships and NCAA basketball. You can bet $5 on any team to win their game. And should they do that exact thing, you will get $200 in free bets instantly. It's that simple. If they win, you win at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. DraftKings customers can also get down on college hoops same game parlays, which I am obviously a big fan of. Big Papa Parlay. I'm stealing that from Patrick, and I don't care. I'm unapologetically stealing that from Patrick. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you win. The DraftKings Sportsbook app is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the app now. Use promo code PHNX. Bet $5 on any college hoops team to win their game and get $200 in free bets if they do. If they win, you win with promo code PHNX over at the DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over only. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Dial 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, Jesse. Well, once again, the MLB and MLBPA, they are one-upping each other. MLB will do whatever they can to make the Players Association look bad. They are, because last week the Players Association sent out a notice saying they were putting together a $1 million fund for stadium employees affected by the lockout. Right. Today, MLB launched their own $1.5 million fund for ballpark workers, and it includes the Players Trust, which will be providing $500,000 in support of qualifying nonprofits that provide youth development programs and services to young people throughout spring training communities in Arizona and Florida. So those programs would normally get money donated to them from spring training games. So when they do like a 50-50 raffle or anything like that at the game, these programs in these communities are typically the ones that benefit from them, right? So they are donating $500,000 to those, to those services. Now, like this is so frustrating because again, you could just end the lockout. You could just end the lockout. You could just end it at any time. You could acquiesce. I know. What is it going to make you look weak? This whole thing is just wild. But the quote of the lockout for me is that Rob Manfred had the grapefruits and the cactus to say this: we hope this fund will alleviate some of the financial concerns they have faced due to missed grapefruit and cactus league games this spring. Games we had no control over them missing. We had no control in any way. It's like a natural disaster. It's an act of God that these games. It's an act of God, Jesse, that these games were missed. Oh my God.
That is pretty aggravating. I have to say I'm honestly surprised that MLB didn't come out and make their fund like $1,001 or something, like just obnoxiously just barely trump what the players did. I mean, good on both sides for
like I'm not trying to trivialize this because it's a big thing that they're doing. I don't know how far $2.5 million is going to go, considering how many ballparks there are in Florida and in Arizona, how many workers there are, or how long this is going to last for, because this is, I mean, at least right now, it's for stadium employees of unused stadiums that are affected by the lockout. So that could qualify for the major league stadiums too, once those games would normally start. We already do have a week of canceled games. And, so that's going to impact those people somewhat. Josh Hunt says, go back to that one. If this is an act of God, it's the Old Testament God, because he is a wrathful God. God is vengeful. He is angry. But I just can't believe that this is where we're at when it comes to this lockout situation. And I don't know, again, I don't know. I mean, I know that it sounds like a lot of money, but with the amount of people involved in all of these leagues and all of this missed time, I don't know how far that money's going to go. It's good that they're doing it. It just seems weird now that all of a sudden Major League Baseball seems like they want to do the right thing and do things that affect their public image positively when they really haven't seemed to care much about their public image throughout this entire process, including what they wanted to do to the minor leagues at one point and this entire process during the negotiations.
Could you imagine if, like, just for a moment, these sides actually, like, I don't know, like these sides actually just understood the weight of what they're doing right now? I mean, just how many people are being affected by this. Once you get into, the ramifications of all of the different people who would be employed that are now not employed, this just becomes a much, much bigger issue. And you're absolutely right. Both sides have come in and taken a step towards that by setting up these funds. I think the onus to do this probably lies more on the owners than it does the players. I mean, the owners are the ones who are the employers of all of these people in general. So I think it was really just a matter of, how big of a nightmare would it be from a PR standpoint if the players came out and set up a fund for something like this and the owners just sat back and didn't do anything, right? And they have some PR problems already as it is, but that would have just been, that would have been a horrible look for them.
Spencer Garro makes a great point in the comments. He said, seems more about keeping employees so the concessions aren't empty when fans finally get to watch baseball. And that's a great point. There's plenty of similar jobs out there right now. There's plenty of jobs out there right now, right? One of the problems a lot of, especially restaurants and fast food places, are facing right now is a lack of staff. And again, it's really easy right now for these people to walk away and potentially find jobs that aren't going to be impacted like this by, labor negotiations and deals going on, right? They don't have to worry if their job is going to be there or whatever. In some cases, I know a couple of people that work at the stadium. They do it for the love of the game. They're it's not like it's some great job in a lot of cases that they want, but a part of it is they love being at the stadium, they love baseball, and they find it to be a joy to do a job there at the stadium, right? Like as an usher or like me personally, I get along with a lot of those people very well because we, being in the media, we work with them a lot, we talk to them a lot, we pass by them a lot. These guys are great people, and a lot of them have been there longer than I have. They've been there since I started, and that's the biggest thing here is to think about not just the players being affected here, right, and the owners, but all of these other people. It's nice that they're doing this, but it does seem like a bit of a PR move, and it does seem like trying to at least get ahead of the inevitable articles and stories that are going to come out about how badly the cancellation of spring training games impact these communities, both in Arizona and Florida. Not to mention
I want to go back to what you said earlier about how there are so many fast food places that are hiring right now. I feel like we've all kind of felt that like there's that one fast food joint that you're used to going to, and now if you go back there it's like, wow, I've been in this drive-through for a really long time, and I want to say they've served someone by now, but I'm not totally sure.
Oh man,
I've had it. Have you had a few experiences like that lately? Because I've had that a few times.
More than anything, it's kind of like what we talked about with being frustrated that baseball didn't learn from the pandemic, right? Like,
sure,
I now appreciate the pre-pandemic world so much because the pandemic changed so much, right? But one of those things that it changed is operating hours for all sorts of restaurants and locations. Jesse, we had it so good pre-pandemic and we didn't even know. We had no idea how good it was when you could just go to a restaurant, a fast food restaurant specifically, at like 10 o'clock at night and be fairly confident that they were still going to be open. That doesn't happen anymore. Do you know how many drive-thrus I've rolled up to at like 8:45 p.m. and they're closed already?
Yeah,
that's the most heartbreaking part of it. And a lot of it is because of staff, right? They just don't have the staffing to keep a location open late. Some places have signs and such about it, but oh man, I used to love to eat food whenever I wanted to, and now they've taken that away from me. And that's just something that I really wish I really wish I would have learned to enjoy more. I thought it was just going to be here forever, right? But yeah,
we take those things we take well-staffed drive-throughs for granted. We absolutely do.
Well, like in general, right? It's like it's not a great job, and we all know it. We've all had those times where they messed up our order and we got a little too angry about it, of course, or whatever. But now I want to apologize to all of those people because I miss you so much. And I need to be able to get burritos at any hour of the day.
And
I'm saying.
I just feel bad for like I can't really be mad anymore because like you roll up to the drive-through and you look through the window and there's like two people, like you swear there's only two people running the entire Sonic or whatever it is. And I'm like, wow, I just feel so bad for you.
Right,
like you can give me whatever on the menu you want and I will be content with that.
That's something. Running out of stuff, especially, that's not a pandemic issue as much as it's a supply chain issue. I have never been so okay with restaurants running out of stuff. The other night I was at Arby's and they ran out of curly fries and I was like, okay. Do you know how out of my mind I would have been if I was at Arby's and they ran out of curly fries? Oh man, I don't even know what to say. It's most likely that they just didn't want to make more that night, but it is what it is. Speaking, by the way, of just things changing and not being the same, Jeff Passan confirmed a story we talked about a while ago that Apple is now an official partner of Major League Baseball. So throughout this entire thing, other deals are still happening for baseball. And we kind of speculated and wondered what it would be. It does sound like they will carry a Friday night baseball game per Jeff Passan, a doubleheader on Apple TV starting this season, not this Sunday. I wish it was starting this Sunday.
That would be amazing.
Oh, that slip up made me so sad. I'm so upset over that mistake I just made. Oh, that hurt my soul. Games will be exclusively broadcast on the streaming service. So whatever the doubleheader games are on their schedule will only be on Apple. Good move, not a good move. I'm sure Apple's paying them a ton of money, so I'm sure it's a good move, regardless of what we think.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't believe me about this a few months ago, Derek. We had a conversation about the Apple TV thing, and I was like, I think they're going to want this to be exclusive. And granted, I think you were being pretty reasonable, but your assumption was that, the games probably wouldn't be exclusive. It would just be an additional place where you could watch baseball, which sounds like a good thing. But unfortunately, it is the case that these are exclusive games, and it honestly is probably going to do more to limit the reach of baseball than expand it, just because not that many people have Apple TV. I don't have Apple TV Plus. And I don't think, a Friday night, baseball event is going to cause me to get Apple TV Plus.
You know what it's going to cause? It's going to cause a lot of people to cash in those 3-month and 6-month free trial subscription is what it's going to cause people to cash in.
That is true.
That's probably what you're going to get, right?
Changing your email or doing it with a new email address every few months. And we've all been there.
Oh, Jesse, you devious
What's
man.
What's the longest you've ever done that for? Be real here. What's the longest you've ever like entered a new email address with a free trial account?
I signed up for Netflix I signed up for Netflix in 2008. And what year is it? 2022. So
2022.
Whatever. 14 years. Yeah, that's 14 years. That's how long.
How many email addresses do you have, Derek? Now
don't worry about it, Jesse. I have as many emails as I have nicknames, and that's not something I want to discuss today on this podcast because we're out of time. And we've had people sitting in with us long enough, and we appreciate you guys being here in the comments. We appreciate you guys watching the show. Of course, you get us on Twitter. I am at @cap_caveman with a K. Jesse is at Jesse N. Friedman. Our show is at PHNX_D-backs. By the way, it's your authority in D-backs minor league mini camp coverage. Nowhere else can you get as much Diamondbacks mini camp minor league coverage. It's a tongue twister. I've been having problems with that all day, but it's the authority on that coverage, and you can get that over once again at PHNX_D-backs. But all roads lead to at PHNX_sports. You guys didn't get us to 10,000, so my pizza party is ruined. I'm not bitter at you. I know you guys are all subscribed to it, but
I'm eating pizza back here, Dad.
Oh yeah, he's got the pizza over here, so I don't know what happened. I might have missed out on it. But we thank you guys for subscribing. And also, if you're listening to us right now on your favorite audio podcasting app, please subscribe to us there and leave us a 5-star review if you haven't done so already. We love you and appreciate you for it. Also, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the PHNX Sports channel, sign up for notifications. That way you don't miss any of the amazing content coming out from the PHNX team. We thank you guys again so much for checking out the show, being here live, commenting, and everybody listening, whether it's live or afterwards. On behalf of Jesse and myself, we appreciate you more than MLB does. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when you drink blue Gatorade.